Hey guys, welcome back. So this is our next question from SQL 50 Leetcode. Question number 1141, user activity for the past 30 days. So here's a question. We have this table called activity with 4 columns. So we have the user ID, session ID, activity date, and activity type. The table shows the user activities for a social media website. Note that each session belongs to exactly one user. Okay, so here's the question. Write a solution to find the daily active user count for a period of 30 days ending 2029-727 inclusively. So that means you have to include 727. It's not till 726, it's still 727. A user was active on some day if they made at least one activity on that day. So it doesn't matter what type of activity it was, as long as it's an activity, we are going to count that. Return the results table in any order. The result format is in the following example. So here's an example input. So here on 720, we can see that on 720 we had user ID 1 and user ID 2, so two distinct users, and then 721 we had user ID 2 and 3, so two distinct users, and we are not counting 625 because this is outside of that date range. Okay, so I'm gonna come back to our SQL Server Management Studio where I've already created this table, and I'm gonna provide the query to create the table so you can try it out yourself as well. So I'm just gonna select from this activity table. So let's start writing our query here. Okay, so first what we want is we want to see what are 30 days until 7/27/2019. So I want to see what is that date range where we need the activity for. So what I can do for that is I can just use our date add function, and here I'm gonna provide our interval. So I'm gonna say d, which is day, and then I'm gonna go minus 30 days from our date, from our period. So what is our date? It is 2019-7/27. So let's see what is 30 days before that. So it is 6/27. Okay, so we got this. We got 2019 6/27. But remember, here's the trick. Since we are doing 7/27 inclusively, so we are including 7/27, we have to actually go back to 6/28, otherwise it'll be 31 days since we are counting 27 as well. So hope that makes sense. So I'm gonna just copy this. So this is our date. So we are looking for activity within this date and our end date, which is what? 2019 7/27. So this is the date range we're looking for our activity. So let me select this again. Okay, so let's start writing our query here. So what I need first is, let's just select everything from this table, and then I'm gonna say where activity date between. So what between is gonna do is gonna select our period. So I'm gonna provide our starting period and our end period. So I'm just gonna provide this. So it's gonna find all activities within 28 and 7/27, and including those dates. So including 6/28 until 7/27, including 7/27. So it'll be in all it'll be 30 days. Okay, hope that makes sense. So let me execute both of these queries so we can see them side by side. Okay, so let me just expand this a little bit. Okay, so see, in the original one we had two more dates. So we had 6/25, but we are excluding that because 6/25 it's outside of this period. So we are starting from 6/28. That's why we are excluding those. Okay, I'm just gonna select this so we can see it all clearly here. Okay, now what do I want? I want to see how many active users were there by day. So what days do we have there? What activity dates do we have here? We have 7/20 and 7/21. Okay, on 7/20, how many users do we have? We have user ID 1 and user ID 2. Even though it's occurring here 3 times, we only want to count it as 1. So 1 and then 2, so it's 2 users here. Similarly, for 7/21, we had 2 active users, user ID 2 and user ID 3. So it's going to be 2 for each. Okay, so what I can do for that is, first I want our activity date, and we are gonna call it day. Then I wanna count our user ID. But remember, if I just execute it as is, let me just execute it here. We have to use, of course, group by. Since we are working with aggregates, we're using count. If I execute it as is, we are going to get 4 and 5, which is not correct. We were supposed to get 2 each because we want to count distinct user IDs. Even though 2 is occurring there like multiple times, we only want to count distinct user IDs. So we're just going to do this, count distinct. That's going to do. So okay, 720 we had 2 and 721 we had 2. Perfect. And then we have to give it an alias. So this was active users. Okay, this should be it, and we don't need to sort it, so I'm just gonna leave it as is. I'm gonna copy this solution here. Okay, we are gonna come back to our Leetcode, and I'm gonna paste my solution here, and I'm gonna execute it now. Run successfully. If you found this helpful, please leave a comment and like this video, and let me know if you guys have any questions. Thank you for watching.